You just mentioned sorry, Harp, the 7 assists for Anthony Davis. Anthony Davis went down to get hit in the midsection.
Şengün, and remember that Davis just missed time with an abdominal injury, although it appears it might be.
The NBA world was stunned when the Dallas Mavericks and Los Angeles Lakers completed one of the most shocking trades in recent memory. Anthony Davis, the 10-time NBA All-Star and reigning All-NBA player, was sent to Dallas in exchange for Luka Doncic. Unfortunately for the Mavericks, their bold acquisition hasn't gone according to plan. In his debut game on February 8th against the Houston Rockets, Davis suffered a left adductor strain that has kept him sidelined ever since. The injury occurred just as Davis was showcasing exactly why the Mavericks made the trade, delivering an electrifying performance that had Dallas fans dreaming of championship contention. But now, as his March 6th reevaluation date approaches, Anthony Davis has made an announcement that has the entire NBA talking. His latest update on his recovery timeline and commitment to the Mavericks organization reveals more than just his physical progress. It demonstrates his mindset as he prepares to potentially rescue Dallas's faltering playoff hopes. When Anthony Davis stepped onto the court at the American Airlines Center for the first time in a Mavericks uniform, he immediately showed why he's considered one of the premier two-way players in the NBA. In just 3 quarters of action, Davis put up staggering numbers: 26 points, 16 rebounds, 7 assists, and 3 blocks. He shot an efficient 55.6% from the field and even knocked down both of his three-point attempts.
P.J. Washington back after P.J. and Alyssa with the birth of their newest. And Daniel Gafford from Anthony Davis slams it in.
Have to honor him. Of a streak shoot.
Amen Thompson is a good defender, but there's certainly a mouse in the house situation here as Davis scores over, and it fell off into the waiting arms of Davis for a defensive rebound. Davis on the post-up, this time Eason, another good defender. Davis scores! So far for Anthony Davis. Thompson gambled going after it, and to the basket, Davis lost 108-102 and 110-99 in 2 games against the Houston Rockets this year. 4-3, challenged by Şengün, and still splashing in for Davis. Stretches per game as well.
I understand 4 versus 5. When you put a talent like Anthony Davis,
to your
right
point,
on cue.
Still missing Lively the second.
Nice crossover by Şengün, but misses inside. He keeps it alive, however, got it back. Defended well again, and then Davis.
Yeah, it's nothing like a motivated superstar. And that's what you're getting with this guy right here.
Nice little face-up in the paint.
And gotten to the rim.
Klay Thompson bluffs the 3, leaves his feet, finds P.J. Offensive rebound, Anthony Davis. And after multiple opportunities, they have their biggest lead of the game. Drive, Kyrie. Thunderous finish. Kyrie, the alley, AD, the oop. It's a 20-point lead.
Going on with this Maverick team. Nico knew both of those guys.
The statistics tell only part of the story. What truly excited Mavericks fans was how seamlessly Davis integrated with his new teammates. He formed an instant connection with Kyrie Irving, creating a potentially devastating offensive duo. His front-court partnerships with P.J. Washington and Daniel Gafford showed immediate chemistry as well. Perhaps most impressive was the defensive transformation. With Davis anchoring the paint, the Mavericks' defense looked impenetrable for stretches, according to team observers. After 4 years of playing primarily at center for the Lakers, Davis was back at his preferred power forward position, allowing him to showcase his versatility on both ends of the floor. Just as the Davis era in Dallas was taking flight, disaster struck. The adductor strain forced him to exit the game, and he hasn't returned to the court since. What should have been the beginning of an exciting new chapter for the Mavericks instead became a frustrating waiting game, with speculation mounting about his recovery timeline and questions about his integration into the Mavericks organization after the sudden trade. Anthony Davis chose the annual Mavs Ball on Sunday to make his feelings clear to Dallas fans. In an interview, Davis delivered a message of determination and commitment. He said, "We're going to keep pushing. We're going to keep working every single day, staying afloat. As soon as I get back on the floor, kind of bring that same energy that I brought out the first game. This statement might seem straightforward on the surface, but it reveals several crucial aspects of Davis's mindset. First, his use of "we" throughout the interview demonstrates his psychological investment in the Mavericks' success, despite having played just one game for the franchise. He's viewing himself as an integral part of the team already, not an outsider looking in. Second, Davis's acknowledgement of staying afloat shows his awareness of the team's precarious position in the Western Conference standings. Currently holding the 10th seed with a 32-29 record, Dallas occupies the final play-in tournament spot. They're tied with the Sacramento Kings and trail the Minnesota Timberwolves and Golden State Warriors by just half a game. Most significantly, Davis's promise to bring that same energy upon his return signals his confidence in his ability to replicate the dominant performance from his debut. This isn't a player looking to ease back into action or manage expectations. It's a declaration that he intends to immediately impact winning upon his return. In a separate interview with basketball reporter Dorothy Gentry, Davis reiterated his commitment. He said, "Working every single day. As soon as I get back on the floor, I'm going to bring that same energy I brought in the first game that I played."
Working every single day, staying afloat. As soon as I get back on the floor, kind of bring that same energy that I brought the first games I played.
While recovering from his injury, Davis returned to Los Angeles for the first time since the trade during a February 25th matchup against his former team. This homecoming provided an opportunity for Davis to share his perspective on the blockbuster deal that dramatically altered the NBA landscape. In a conversation with LA Times' Brad Turner, Davis dropped what some have called a truth bomb about the circumstances surrounding the trade. Davis explained, "The front office has to do what it has to do, and obviously they're going to do what's best for the organization." He continued with a statement that contradicted the official narrative. "So I don't know if I ever got the real about any of it. I don't know what's true or what's not, coming from upstairs. Everybody's saying nobody knew and all this other shit. I just don't believe it." This revelation directly challenges the widespread reports that key stakeholders, including player agents and star teammates like LeBron James and Kyrie Irving, were kept completely in the dark about the transaction. Davis's skepticism suggests that the trade, while shocking to fans and media, might have been less surprising to those within NBA circles than initially portrayed. Davis noted that his primary concern through the trade process was for his family, who had not yet relocated to Dallas at the time of the deal. However, he emphasized that he has moved beyond the aftershock of being traded and is focused entirely on what lies ahead for him and the Mavericks.
What is it for players to be involved in the community and doing things like this?
It's very important. We've been fortunate enough to be given a lot of money, and obviously we put in enough hard work to earn that. But for me, giving back to the community is something that I really love doing. I really appreciate that I even have the opportunity to do so. So me, my wife, my entire team that's with me, that's all we talk about, finding new ways to give back, especially here in Dallas. I'm going to have a lot of opportunity with this being a family-oriented city. I already have people hitting me up and asking, when can you do this? When can you do that? So I'm excited to do that.
Are you bringing your prank show here?
Maybe. Maybe.
A fun one for you.
The Mavericks' struggle to maintain competitive standing in Davis's absence has been complicated by an unprecedented injury crisis affecting virtually their entire frontcourt rotation. Beyond Davis's adductor strain, the team is dealing with P.J. Washington's persistent ankle issues. Washington initially sprained his ankle against the Houston Rockets before the All-Star break. After returning to play 3 games post-break, he was sidelined again for the matchup against the Charlotte Hornets. He attempted to return against the Milwaukee Bucks, but was ruled out after halftime due to recurring soreness. The injury situation has reached such concerning levels that before Thursday's game against the Hornets, head coach Jason Kidd admitted the concern level was high regarding Washington's condition. The frontcourt depth has been further decimated by injuries to Daniel Gafford, right MCL sprain, Derek Lively II, right ankle stress fracture, and Caleb Martin, right hip strain. This catastrophic series of injuries has forced the Mavericks to rely heavily on 10-day contract players and unconventional lineups. Davis, Gafford, and Lively are all scheduled for reevaluation on March 6th, a date that has taken on immense significance for the franchise's short-term outlook. While Kidd indicated that Caleb Martin has been progressing well, the team has provided minimal details about the other players' recovery timelines. The injury plague reached new heights during Monday's game against the Sacramento Kings, when Kyrie Irving, the team's primary offensive engine in Davis's absence, sustained a knee sprain while attempting a Euro step drive to the basket. In a poignant scene, the injured Anthony Davis was actually helping Irving to the locker room before Irving briefly returned to shoot free throws. After converting both foul shots, Irving was helped off the court with his arms around the shoulders of injured teammate Derek Lively and an assistant coach. He was quickly ruled out with a knee sprain, dealing yet another devastating blow to the Mavericks' rotation. The Kings capitalized on Dallas's depleted roster, securing a 122-98 blowout victory. The lead ballooned to 30 points during a 34-16 third quarter, prompting many disheartened Mavericks fans to leave their seats with a full quarter still remaining. Davis's commitment to staying afloat reflects the precarious position the Mavericks currently occupy in the Western Conference standings. At 32-29, Dallas holds the 10th seed, which would qualify them for the final play-in tournament spot. They currently maintain a 4-game cushion over the 11th place Phoenix Suns and 12th place Portland Trail Blazers, providing some breathing room. However, Irving's knee injury introduces a new variable that could jeopardize even this modest security margin. The team's performance without Davis has been inconsistent at best, posting a 4-4 record in the games immediately following his injury. More concerning is their recent 1-3 stretch in their past 4 contests, including the blowout loss to Sacramento that exposed their diminished depth. The March 6th reevaluation date represents a potential turning point for the Mavericks season. On this day, medical staff will assess the progress of Davis, Gafford, and Lively, potentially clearing one or more of these key frontcourt players to return to action.